This is the Mahindra B6e, but first let's unwrap it. That was so satisfying. Unwrapping done, and now it's time to do the walk around of this Mahindra B6e. This is a very new and different key compared to other Mahindra cars. I'm going to press the lock button once. I'm going to keep this button pressed for 5 seconds, and when I do that, the car will turn on. Yes, the car has turned on, the lights turn on, the indicator turns on, and now I'm going to move the car ahead. Yes, it has got remote parking function as well. It moves up to 7 meters. So yes, I brought the car quite ahead. But after 7 meters, it stops completely. Yeah, there is nobody inside the car. You can verify it right now. So why is this function important? It is when you park a car close to another car and then you can't get out of the car, you use this function to be able to move the car. Isn't that quite awesome in an Indian car? This is a Tesla feature. More Tesla features in this car, which reminds me to show you this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is the Mojito Lemon. It's a cocktail-like chilled fragrance. It's super cool, just like this car, and it brings instant freshness in the car. In fact, I'm not even in the car and I can feel and smell the freshness. It's super easy to regulate. It does not leak at all, and you can get yours with a 10% discount using coupon code FASTBEAM. Click on the top right corner of the screen right now. So this is the key wherein you lock the car, unlock the car, open the boot of the vehicle, and this is to turn on the vehicle, basically the air conditioning, and use these two buttons to move the car ahead or behind. The key feels and looks very sustainable somehow. Straight away, I'm going to get inside because I need to obviously open the front and show you, because this is Born Electric, so it has good amount of storage space right there. Here we go. Yeah, pull it twice, and let's actually turn on the car. The seat is actually moving ahead and behind. I think I've turned off the car, doesn't really matter. We'll turn it on. We're going to turn off the air conditioning system. The touchscreen could be slightly better. It's not the most fluid to operate. And straight away, let me show you, it has some amount of storage space at the front. So yeah, there's a frunk right there, and the horn is ringing because the key is in my pocket. Washer fluid goes in here. Says B right there, and I think this space goes for probably the air conditioning system or something of that sort. It's not very big. It says 35 kgs capacity, and obviously it is having gas struts. There's insulation right there. Let's shut this. And the best part about this car is that it has been designed for better aero efficiency. So dynamic swipe indicators, it has the welcome as well as goodbye animations as well. So that animation is working right now for the indicators. It has this nice big LED DRL. This is the low beam, this is the high beam, and there's a front parking camera here. It says B, so they don't call it BE, they say B, but BE actually stands for Born Electric, from where the whole name was conceptualized, but now they're like इलेक्ट्रिक ओरिजिन बोलेंगे, BE नहीं बोलेंगे, Born Electric नहीं बोलेंगे. So that's something they have changed. 6 parking sensors at the front, fog lamps which work on this side and don't work on that side. Probably something is amiss. Maybe it has got the cornering function as well, because of which it is on that side, but that doesn't make sense because the steering is obviously pointing straight here. It has got a radar somewhere here. In fact, it has got 5 radars, 5 cameras, 11 sensors, 6 ultrasonic sensors and whatnot. So yeah, that is crazy. The DRL looks awesome here. The sensors are on the side as well because it has got self park. It has the ability to move on its own as well. There's a camera there for lane keep assist. There's a rain sensor there as well. And it says optimized aero, which I definitely believe in, because if you notice, there is this air vent or air gap or air curtain right here. In fact, there's this massive air curtain here too. Yeah, that is quite crazy. Look at that air curtain. So yeah, it's all about aerodynamic efficiency here. This car, if it did not have the B logo, could be actually a Lotus car, because it looks so much like the Electre to me, because it's so polarizing in a good way. Very aggressive, edgy design here. In terms of length, it is approximately 4.4 meters. The wheelbase is 2.8 meters, the same as that car which you can't see right now, the Chintu Mintu car. That is actually the XEV E9. So the B6E is basically a wordplay on Be Sexy, which is something Indigo has been doing since 18 years. So Mahindra is late to the party by 18 years. Tire size here 19 inches. You have the option of opting for 20 inches as well. 245, 55, 19s. I don't like the design of the alloy wheels. All these electric cars have this aero efficient wheels, don't look that great. Semi-active suspension, piano black finish on the cladding which runs throughout the car. It even has this treatment here. So yeah, a lot of different type of treatment in this car. It says Inglo Electric Origin, and the door handles are actually hidden at the rear because the door handles are right here. It says B, lot of badging, lot of it. Everywhere they have splashed B. In fact, it has a QR code right there. I'm not going to come close to it, otherwise the QR code will open the Mahindra website, which is trying to promote these cars, obviously. The design of the rear is also awesome. You have this nice light treatment all over the place, which is quite amazing. Dynamic swipe indicators, that is actually the reversing light, and really cool treatment. Yeah, the way they have designed the car is just amazing. So much focus on the design. There's a rear parking camera here, the Mahindra logo for electric cars, obviously. B6C does not have a rear wiper washer, does not need it. Nice sort of a spoiler here. It says it has got solar glass, which is resistant to heat and obviously UV rays. Let's open the trunk by pressing a button. It's a power tailgate, which has to be pressed very sweetly, then only it opens. Otherwise, like maini khulunga. And you see the indicators are starting to function there, which is a developed market requirement. Is Mahindra planning to sell this car abroad? I definitely think so, because if the Chinese can do well, Mahindra can do even better, because Mahindra makes better cars than the Chinese cars. Here's a 12-volt charging socket, 3 kgs maximum it says there. Here as well, 3 kgs light placement. Spare wheel is not full sized, it is not even an alloy. In fact, 135, 80, 18 is the size of tires. That is the jack. This is the charging cable in a very nice leather pouch. Well done, Mahindra. And you get a 40-60 split there. In fact, it says something here, jute plus whatever the material used to make it. Parcel shelf, power tailgate. I press a button and there it shuts. Notice this, okay? Notice this. This is a very interesting thing. I'll explain when we get into the car. So let's straight away get in. Before that, this is the charging port here. It says B right here as well. It does DC charging. A lot of information what the lights mean. And just shut yourself now and don't keep yourself open right now. Space at the rear is decent. It is not that great, but if you notice another thing, this car obviously has a flat floor. Look at the design treatment. Door pockets are decent here, and it says pull to open. So they've used a very different kind of mechanism. This car is all about being funky. Even the materials, they're quite different here. In fact, it says Harman Kardon because Harman Kardon speakers, obviously this seat actually reclines. So this is upright and I can recline it a bit. No, I can't recline it a bit, but you can push it down. Yeah, it is like this only how it is. That's about it. No recline angle here. Good amount of space actually, not bad at all. Under thigh support is not the best. Headroom is adequate for someone as tall as me, which is surprising. There is a mount here if you want to put a tablet, obviously. And to move the headrest up and down, you have to do it like this. Height adjustable seat belts, light placement here on the top, a hook, a handle, magazine holders here. These are the rear AC vents. Again, it's all about design. Some storage space there is obviously for the phone, and 2 USB-C charging sockets should be here. I can't find them. It says BE right there. Yeah, where is the charging socket? No charging socket. Are you serious? There's one here. There's one there as well. Yeah, the seats are actually decently comfortable, so I'm not going to complain on that front. But the dashboard is like really nice, very different, extremely sporty as well. The doors open 90 degrees too, so yeah, easy to get in and out here. 90-degree opening door is such a cool feature to have. Only if you stay in a city where there's ample space around to open the doors as much as you want, which is usually not the case anywhere in India at the moment because of the amount of traffic. That is the battery of the car. Now, 2 battery options, which we'll talk when driving the car, obviously. So yeah, it looks quite cool in this sort of orange color. There's obviously a camera here, and the door handles pop in and out. This has NFC function as well, so you can tap the card if you want. It has got memory functions. You can save up to 3 people's settings. This is for the seat ventilation. You have electric adjust. You've got a proper dead pedal. B branding on the mats. That is the Mahindra logo on the brake pedal or what. Door pockets are big at the front. Again, new switch gear, quite nice and edgy, which I quite like. Obviously, green treatment, this is grey treatment, black treatment, you name it, they have gone ahead and treated the whole interior with different colors just to differentiate it. B right there. How many badging should be there in a car? Mahindra is like, yes, we shall give it to you. Anyways, let's step inside, and for starters, I'm going to turn on the air conditioning. Is the car on? Yes, it is on. As soon as I turn on the car, The seat obviously moves. It has this welcome function thingy. Come on, turn on. So at times you're confused whether the car is turned on or not. There, let's shut it. I mean the air conditioning obviously. And let me pull this in, shut the door. Yeah, there it shuts. If you notice, there's a camera here, blind view monitor. Wow! Blind view alert there on the mirrors. Massive heads up display. Again, air conditioning turned on. So the air conditioning has a mind of its own. Obviously, the dashboard is like huge. Huge means humongous. Look at the size of the dashboard. That's probably so that they can accommodate a front motor in the future. Shut the freaking air conditioning. Drive summary, it's telling me, because I believe I've turned off the car. Now I turn on the car. I'm going to turn off the air conditioning. Seat ventilation you can control from here as well. The screen is not very fluid to use. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. I've turned off the air conditioning. I don't know why the air conditioning is on. Shut the air conditioning. Yeah, the air conditioning definitely has a mind of its own. Anyways, let's open the glove box. You press a button here. It's decent size, does not get the cooling function. Continuous AC vent treatment. In fact, you've got some storage space here with the cooling function as well. This does not slide ahead and behind. This is, I think, for the seatbelt or what. And here you have got multiple buttons. Now this is very similar to the XUV700 volume controller. This is to get into the driving mode. This is for the home function, and this is for the air conditioning. This is the engine start stop button, not the engine, the motor start stop button. Gear lever is also funky. This is actually for the regen. You can decide if you want to increase or decrease the regen. Gear lever is very nice actually. There's a cup holder here, 2 wireless charging pads, 2 not 1, and this massive panel here kind of reminds me of the Ferrari Monza. Am I pushing it too far? I definitely think so. There's a proper place to keep the key, so the key sits in right here, doesn't move at all. Let's quickly open the sun blind of the moonroof. It's massive, but the glass does not open. So it's a moonroof. This is so that brings in airiness inside the cabin. It's actually quite big. That's what she said. Here you get a mirror, and this obviously extends as well. Same is the case on this side as well. In fact, there's a tweeter placement here on the top. This is auto dimming. There's a camera here for the driver and occupant monitoring system, and you can take selfies as well. Multiple buttons, very aircraft style. This is to get into the camera function. Now the 360-degree parking camera. There's auto park. There's a 3D view which keeps spinning as much as it likes. So let's press that and change it. So multiple camera views. You can also record your parking. Isn't that super duper cool? Yeah, this is so loaded. And it has got auto park as well. So yeah, the camera is very advanced. This car is actually extremely advanced. This is for the self park function. So there again, it will open the camera. Hazard lights, opening the boot and turning on the light of the vehicle when the door is open, obviously. Now this actually hits my left knee, hits the center console because it's big. But the good bit is, firstly, you have to pull it to open the door, which takes some time to get used to. There is some amount of storage space here below as well. So yeah, that's practical, and it's there on both the sides. No, it's only on one side actually. It's not as wide as you think it is. Multiple buttons here. This is to open the charging port. This is for the heads-up display. This is for traction control, downhill assist, auto hold, and this is for the parking sensors. Meanwhile, let me keep this awesome car perfume from Involio Senses, the Invol One Mojito Lemon, which slots in right here. It is just awesome. Awesome is an understatement because it really makes you feel fresh when you have it in your car, obviously. Flat bottom treatment, flat top treatment as well. Heads up display has the AR function, augmented reality, and this is actually a nice panel which is very much like Tata Motors says be here. The problem is that when you try to press a button, it ends up honking because the horn is on this side. Although it doesn't have panel gaps or isn't flimsy like on Tata cars, still this is not the best way to do the buttons because they are touch sensitive. This is the boost button. This is obviously to reduce the regen, increase the regen, and this is for one pedal driving. And the steering is actually quite light. You get automatic wipers, you get automatic headlights. That is a cluster, is a 12.3 inch unit, another 12.3 inch screen. Screens are very similar to the XUV700, not really, because the UI is completely different. You can see that. So if I press this menu button, I can operate a few things like focus, drive assist, navigation and analytics. In fact, when I come into the navigation menu, I can see the maps, which is actually very nice. Yeah, it has got Map My India inbuilt navigation as well, which I would rather not use because I would obviously use Google Maps. I would not even use Apple Maps. And this is also interesting, wherein it is for the driver assist. It will actually show you cars around you. In fact, it even shows you bikes and buses on top of bikes, and it kind of behaves weird at times. The steering wheel is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. Yeah, that's an easy way to adjust it. And this screen has a lot of stuff. So it is overloaded with too many things. For starters, it has weather, it has got My Drive, it has got energy, time, phone, fun and work. So fun and work is the cool bit here because it's like the app of the car, which has so many apps. Like you can have Apple CarPlay, you can have Blinkit, Big Basket, Zomato, You name it, you can download an app, you can download games as well, and you can play here, which is awesome. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, obviously wireless, ambient lighting, which has multiple modes as well, and you can customize the colors if you so wish. That's not all. The best part which I like is something known as the performance mode, wherein I can actually time the car. It's like a lap timer. There's an off-road mode here as well, which is cool enough, but it has something from a Tesla, which is none other than, where is it, GrooveMe. So it does this light show, enjoy the light show with the music. That also happens when we start the show. It's going to begin in 10 seconds. So this screen is actually slick. In fact, to power these screens and the whole software system of this car actually has a very powerful chipset. Okay. Obviously, this is coming from A.R. Rahman, who has tweaked some stuff for the car. There you see the light show is happening because obviously this car is trying to be a Tesla. Like the day you see Tesla, look, the light show is happening at the front, the light show will be happening at the rear as well. Does it open the charging port? What happens in Tesla cars? Yeah, there the light function is moving at the rear. Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that super cool? But the charging port does not open, and because this song is a song which will definitely get me a copyright, I need to shut it. And there the door handle opened as soon as I came near the car. Okay, stop it. Yeah, I agree, stop show. Oh, that was loud. So it has got speakers on the outside to do all this and more. Yeah, that's crazy. So you can monitor the energy, you can precondition the battery, all those things which have become now regular with electric cars. There's a selfie camera here. So if I press this button, there's the selfie camera. Hi, what's up? So you can record videos, you can record photos as well. You can do all that. But how is this car to drive? Let's go. Before that, Harman Kardon audio system, which you heard right now, amazing. There's so much in the screen now that I feel that I'm missing out on a few things. Like there's something known as Live Your Mood, which obviously is like energizing comfort of Mercedes-Benz cars. Adjust the seat, adjust the ambient lighting, adjust the climate control system, adjusting the sunroof. Don't call it a sunroof if it doesn't open. So the seat is actually moving. And then signature sounds by A.R. Rahman. It changes the cluster mode as well. Thought of trickery, yeah, that is quite crazy. Yeah, there are multiple modes here. You can change it. AC is blowing on full blast. There's also something known as the club mode. There's a cozy mode. Yeah, it's a bit too fast to operate. I didn't want to get into this mode. How many things? Okay, it's adjusting the audio as well. Come out of this, moving the seat behind. Let's come into the cozy mode. Why does it move so fast? Can't it be a little calm? There, now let's play this one. If you notice one thing, there are no USB-C charging sockets at the front. I'm just kidding. There are obviously. So yeah, it changes the cluster mode as well. Come back. Yeah, A.R. Rahman has tuned around 70 songs for this car. There are USB charging sockets here. If you can see them. Yeah, they have been placed here, sort of out of sight. Anyways, I find the dashboard to be humongous, but there should be an all-wheel drive version because obviously they made a huge dashboard, so there's space below for a front motor. Let's go! All right. Oh, why didn't the door not close? Okay, because I was pressing this, so I have to push it from here and close it. The seat moves ahead. It says turn steering while pressing start stop switch. There, we turn it on. Car is on. Silent, absolutely smooth and silent. They've done a lot for insulation. Air conditioning automatically turns on, which is a bit of a problem. So we have to go into the full screen. Otherwise, this thing doesn't work that fluidly. Yeah, the touch screen could be a little bit more responsive. We turn off this thing and straight away I'm going to come into the drive mode. So right now I'm going to be driving in the everyday drive mode and off we go. Before that, I forgot to come into the drive mode only. You have to click it one at a time. You can't do it in a hurry at all. So the car is obviously very smooth to drive. It's very silent as well. There's some artificial sound which obviously comes in from various places naturally because electric cars have to sound something at least to tell people around what's happening. And as I see it, it doesn't feel its weight. It's obviously heavy because the battery is big. So this car is having either a 59 kilowatt hour battery pack which has 227 horsepower or a 79 kilowatt hour battery pack which has 281 horsepower. This has 281 horsepower, which means yeah, we are in a lesser drive mode, so obviously it's not giving me that aggressive push right away. In terms of performance, this is obviously amazing. It doesn't feel rear wheel drive, although it is rear wheel drive. It doesn't feel rear wheel drive in the way that doesn't oversteer at all. It's just very smooth, refined. That's certainly a very good thing. Let's give an indicator here so you can see the driver monitor. Let me actually use the wipers also. There's no water only, it seems. And the steering is actually very well calibrated here, because this steering actually is, okay, enough of it. First, let's do left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, which means I have to come into the race drive mode, preparing for drive mode change, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. That's 0 to 100 in 6.7 seconds, which is actually impressive, which actually brings me to this particular road to see how is the ride quality of this car. It's actually quite impressive because this has got semi-active suspension. What does it exactly do? It makes sure that even on the worst of roads, the suspension is quite compliant, and depending on the drive mode, the suspension also changes. So we are in the wrong drive mode right now for the suspension. Now, when I make the change, I can feel the difference. So yeah, ride quality is actually quite impressive here. In fact, the ride and handling balance is amazing here. Yeah, there are multiple drive modes. So right now we are obviously in everyday drive mode. Let me come into the range mode, which obviously optimizes everything for better range, which means that it will definitely reduce the power output from the electric motor to make the car more efficient, and obviously all these colors and all change. When I give an indicator, you can see the driver who is pinging me right now. That is so disgusting. Nobody's pinging me, my phone is on airplane mode, but that is basically the AirTag telling me I've forgotten my bag somewhere, which is very intentional right now. So that is actually cool. The driver rear view monitor system, or the blind spot monitor, very nicely done. Steering feels quite fluid and nice. That's very impressive. In fact, it varies. The steering definitely varies depending on the speed. So center, it is a bit loose, but as you speed up, it obviously tightens up. Can I hear some sound coming in? I don't know. There's some sound coming in from somewhere for sure. Now I'm just going to join the high-speed track. If you notice, there's an echo which is coming because in the sound experiences, there's a Venuscapes Live. I'm not really a fan of family design. Because of which there was an echo coming, which is quite weird. And the fun part is when I come into the drive modes now, here exterior, I can decide a lot of parameters. I can change the blind view monitor. All those settings can be done from here, which is quite amazing. I can adjust the heads up display. I can decide how I want the wireless charging and the NFC to work. I can decide the ambient lighting. Obviously, I can get into safety, turn on and off the passenger airbag. In the exterior functions, I can turn on and off the lock, approach door, unlocking, walk away, unlocking. A lot of these things, in fact, service, vehicle health report, and all those things are obviously there. So we're going to come out of here because I'm straight away going to come into the best drive mode, which is a race drive mode, because we have driven in the everyday drive mode. There's a range mode, we have driven in that as well. There's a snow mode, not relevant to us in India, obviously. And now I'm definitely going to come into the performance metric. Where is it? Yeah, there it is, the performance metric. So it's amply clear what we need to do. We come into the racing part. I'm going to reset this because that's not important, obviously. Come into drive mode, yeah, and left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. Zero to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.75 seconds. So ballpark is something that only it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in that time only. Let's come into the second lane. And performance is actually very, very, very good. There's a boost function here. Yeah, there's a boost function, 180 kilometers per hour. I'm actually stepping on the brakes, although I don't need to because we are on the banking. And look at it go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does feel fast. It is fast, but speed is limited to, I think, 197 kilometers per hour. It's not going to go beyond it. And although I could have gone on the higher banking to not apply brakes, I was like, let's just take it easy here because we don't really need to go that fast at the moment. Purely because this is an electric car. It's not about outright speed, it's about range. And in terms of range, I expect this car to return somewhere around 450 to 480 kilometers. So yeah, we're going to reach the top speed any moment. That is the top speed, 200 kilometers per hour, 201, 202. Avoid gadget using while driving. I'm not using any gadget. 202 is the top speed of the car. The brakes are actually nice, and this cluster obviously has this mode going on. These are EV tires on this car, which obviously makes some sort of sound as well. So yeah, the drive experience is like every other EV, silent, smooth, but the game-changing part is this car is using LFP batteries, which means it charges really very fast. And the other game-changing part is that it's rear-wheel drive. In a sea of front-wheel drive electric cars, this is rear-wheel drive, at least in this price range, which is amazing, honestly. It's saying 56 seconds to reach 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that is kind of slow. Not that it matters because again, it's not about high speed running, but I believe Mahindra will definitely come up with a front motored car as well. I mean, all-wheel drive setup with a front motor. Opting for rear wheel drive was a big USP here because obviously it helps in the driving. High speed stability is good. The steering is actually nice. Yeah, this is quite a good steering. So handling is good, ride is good somehow. They have tried to insulate the car as much as possible. It has brake-by-wire. Braking performance is also very good. Only thing is you can hear a bit of the road noise, the wind noise, and the tire noise very slightly. because obviously there is no sound from the motor because it's an electric at the end of the day. So there's no sound like an internal combustion engine has a sound. So where will Mahindra actually position this car? Because I believe it's going to sit above the curve, because in terms of size it's slightly bigger than the curve. However, in terms of pricing, now they will push it more than the curve, because this is far better than the curve in terms of technology, in terms of features, in terms of all those things it is having. I love the fact that the ADAS system works fantastically well, to the point that if there's a bike in front, it actually shows you a bike here. If there is a car, it shows you a car in the forward collision warning thing. So adaptive cruise control is there. In fact, regen works very well because there are 3 modes, and there's an adaptive mode for the regen as well, wherein this car will automatically apply brakes if there's someone ahead and regen a lot. Yeah, that's super duper awesome. It reaches the top speed in no time at all. Look at it go, 200 kilometers like that. Okay, I am going to turn on the regen. Yeah, we are in level 3 regen right now, although regeneration levels changes not met, so I don't know why it throws this weird warning to me at times. But here I let go of the brake, you can see regen is happening very fast. In fact, since we are right now in the best drive mode, which is the race mode, I can't use this button, but this is the boost button. I use this now. It gives me an additional 15 seconds of race mode performance, which obviously is quite cool, because if you want to make a quick overtake, you want to be in race mode. Right now I don't know why it's not working, because probably the car knows that it is not in this mode. So we are going to come into the everyday drive mode, and then I'm going to click this thing. I have to keep it pressed actually, and then only it activates. No. So let's actually turn off the regen. Here regen is off. Keep this button pressed. Give me the power, baby. What are you doing? Yeah, boost mode interrupted. I don't know why it has got interrupted, but yeah, once that function works well, it's going to be fantastic, because then obviously what you need to do, you just need to click on that particular button to get additional boost for 15 seconds. This has 380 Newton meters of torque, not a lot by electric car standards, but because this is electric, there's that instant torque. However, it doesn't push you back into the seat like you would expect from an electric car. Power delivery is actually very lean. I think they've done it intentionally, because this is rear wheel drive now. Too much torque goes to the rear wheels, wheel spin will happen, car can oversteer as well. None of that happens here. It goes very smoothly, supremely glued to the road. Amazing work done on the suspension, definitely amazing work done on the handling of the vehicle as well. And now let's try and see what top speed we can do. 164 kilometers per hour, because we are obviously in range mode, it depletes further, so we are going to come into race mode and then go full bananas. Whew, yeah. As far as electric cars go, in terms of the technology, in terms of the features, in terms of the aesthetics and everything, this B60 is actually very, 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 very impressive. Of course, it has the flaws of an electric car. There is no sound. They've tried to put some artificial sound, which doesn't really excite you. But somehow the weight is very well contained because of the way the steering has been done. The brakes are good. So it's a good drive experience, a smooth drive experience, and the pricing will be crucial here. And of course, if Mahindra offers some charging support, that will be amazing, because charging is the biggest problem with cars these days. How do you charge? Where do you charge? No matter which car you're driving, which electric car you're driving, there's always an issue in terms of getting the best charging port or best charging times or best charging, because at home you have the option of getting an 11 kilowatt AC onboard charger, which obviously will charge the car decently quickly, but I think that will take probably a few hours. However, around 60 minutes is what it takes with a 20-30 kilowatt charger. And if we opt for charging with 175 kilowatt, 20 minutes from 20 to 80%, it's not fast. That's furious. That's very fast. I don't know where we are going to get a 175 kilowatt DC fast charger, but 20 minutes to juice up the battery, which is amazing. And on that discovery or that amazing stuff, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Now you see the wheels are spinning. Bye.